Hello, my name is Alicia from My Crafty Pursuits, and today we're going to be making these little sunshine octopuses. And there's a couple different options, so you could do one without a border or with the border. Could also do safety eyes or embroidered eyes. And this pattern works with different yarn weights. So this is one made with blanket yarn and an 8mm hook. And for the larger ones, you would do a single crochet border instead of a slip stitch border. This one here is made with the velvet yarn and a 5mm hook, a 6mm and quick and thick yarn. And then we have our glow-in-the-dark yarn with a 3.5mm hook. And the rest of these are all made with the 4mm hook that's in the pattern, just with different eyes on them. And each of these little sunshine octopuses are made to go along with the Octopus Plant Holder. So let's gather some supplies and make some little sunshine octopus. Few supplies. We're going to need about 20 yards of yarn. If we're going to do embroidery eyes, we need an accent color. Otherwise, we will use some safety eyes. We'll also need our scissors, tapestry needle. We'll also need our scissors, a 4mm crochet hook, and a stitch marker to keep track of our rounds, as well as a little bit of stuffing. And if you want to put a little squeaker inside, we'll need one of these as well. Take our yarn and we're going to start off with a magic ring. And we're going to single crochet 8 inside our magic ring. When we get to our 8th single crochet, we're going to pull our magic ring tight to close up that hole. Round 2, we're going to do 2 single crochets 8 times. So increasing all the way around for 16 stitches for round 2. Once we get to our 16th stitch, you can place our stitch marker to help track our rounds. Round 3, we're gonna increase every other stitch. So we're gonna single crochet and then 2 single crochets 8 times. So we'll end up with 24 single crochets at the end of round 3. At the end of round 3, we'll move our stitch marker up. And for rounds 4 through 8, we're going to single crochet all the way around. So round 4 will have 24 single crochets. Same with 5 through 8. At the end of round 8, we're going to be moving on to a decrease round. So for round 9, we're going to single crochet and then single crochet 2 together. So single crochet, decrease all the way around, and we'll have 16 single crochets at the end of round 9. For round 10, we're going to be working our front loops only. So we have our front loops and our back loops. So front loops only of round 9. And we're going to be doing single crochet, 2 single crochets. So single crochet, increase all the way around for round 10. And we'll end up with 24 single crochets at the end of round 10. Before we start round 11, we're going to place our safety eyes. We're going to place them between rounds 6 and 7, 2 to 3 stitches apart, or wherever you would like to place your eyes. And then once our eyes are placed, we can take a little bit of our fluff and start stuffing our octopus. If you didn't want to use safety eyes, take a little bit of your accent color. We start out between around 6 and 7, and you can give them angry eyes, which I like, or it can be sleepy eyes, or however you would choose to have them. And leaving a stitch between your two eyes. And then you'll just tie the yarn. And if you wanted to add your squeaker, you could do that while you add your fluff. Take a little bit of your fluff and place the squeaker inside. Round 11 is broken up into rows. So for the first row, we're going to do single crochet 3, chain 1, turn, single crochet 3, chain 1, turn, single crochet 2 together, chain 1, turn, single crochet 2, turn, and then we're going to do our slip stitch. And to create the point, we're going to chain 3, slip stitch into the first chain, and then slip stitch into our second, single crochet, and then gonna chain 1, slip stitch into the sidebar 3 times, which gets us back down to our row 10. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to do that 7 more times, so we have our 8 tentacles. So single crochet 3, chain 1, turn, single crochet 3, chain 1, turn, single crochet, decrease, chain 1, turn, single crochet 2, turn, and to make that point we're gonna slip stitch, chain 3, slip stitch into the first chain, slip stitch into our next row, chain 1. We're gonna skip this one because of our chain 1, and then we're gonna slip stitch 3 down the side of the tentacle to get us back to our base, chain 1, and repeat. Once we finish our 8 tentacles, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to skip back to our round 9. So the back loops of our round 9. And we're going to slip stitch into our round 9 exposed loops. And we're going to decrease around, so we're going to single crochet, decrease, single crochet, all the way around for round 12. And we'll have 12 single crochets at the end of our round 12. once we get to the end of our round 12, we're going to be decreasing again. So we're going to decrease in every stitch for round 13. And we'll end up with 6 single crochets for the end of our round 13. When we get to the end of our round 13, we're going to cut and tie off. And we'll take our tapestry needle and we're going to whip stitch through the back loops of our round 13. To pull the hole closed. And then we can tie and weave in our ends. That gives us our little Sunshine Octopus. If you choose to do a border, you can do a border in the color you're already using, or you can do a border in an accent color, in which case you would do a color change before you finish off that last slip stitch. So we're going to color change with our accent color for the optional border. And for this border, we're going to slip stitch into the side of our rose. And when we get to the point, we're going to slip stitch into one of the chains, and then we're going to do our chain 3, slip stitch into the first. So we do a peacock stitch across the top chain on all of our points, and then we'll slip stitch back down the side, and we're going to do that on each of the tentacles. So we'll slip stitch up one side of the tentacle until we get to our peacock stitch. Then we'll slip stitch into one of the chains, chain 3, slip stitch into our first chain, and then slip stitch into that slip stitch of the previous peacock stitch. And we're gonna slip stitch back down. And we're gonna do this for each of our tentacles. Once we make it down to our first slip stitch, we're going to again change color. And we're gonna chain 2, and just like we did on the octopus without the border, we're gonna go into our round 9, slip stitch, and we're gonna close up the hole on the bottom by doing a round of decreases followed by another round of decreases. Thank you for making these little guys here with me today. I hope you enjoy them. I would love to see the little sunshine octopuses you make and what colors you choose and the different eye varieties that you decide to use. So tag me in your makes at My Crafty Pursuits on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you.